Hey everybody, welcome to Cards and Sharps. How y'all doing? Good, good, glad to hear it. Alright, what we got here is a unusual looking knife. This is the Gerber Quadrant. I got this in. I had seen some pictures of this in some everyday carries, and I thought that was a rather unusual looking knife, so I thought I'd bring it in for a look. Now, if you've watched some other videos, I not too long ago did a review of the Gerber flat iron, which is also a sheep's foot. This one's pretty extreme, just very straight, almost has a razor look to it. But it does have the bamboo inlay on the handle that makes it rather unique. This is a kind of a gentlemanly looking knife. And as you can see, I don't know if it just needs a little break in. It's a little stiff. It doesn't flip open. If you give it a little wrist, it'll pop open out there. Alright, before I kind of go over some of the particulars on things about the knife, as far as what we like and don't like, we will touch on some of the specs. Overall, you're looking at 6 3/4 inches with a blade length of 2.75, so that will work for those of you in areas where the blade is you have a limit of 3 inches. Cutting edge is 2.625, so it's just a barely little sort of a sharpening choil here. Not really much of one. Blade thickness is 0.11, so not real thick, not overly thin either. And the steel is 7CR 17 MOV. So that is going to be one of your budget steels. You want to keep this one dry, because that is going to be a steel that will rust up fairly easily, and also it won't hold an edge real well, but it's also pretty easy to sharpen. So depending on what you're going to use this knife for. This does not look like a outdoorsman's knife. This looks like something you would use in an office setting or something. Really non-threatening looking, especially even open, and then especially closed. If you want to leave it laying on your desk, it's very unthreatening looking, and you know, looks like it might be just a letter opener or something like that. So let's see what else we can say. Handle is 4 inches. The width is just under an inch, and thickness is under a half an inch. It's 0.39, so it's not a very thick knife. It would fit well easily in a pocket. The weight is 3.08 ounces, so it's not super light, but it's not real heavy. But it's not a large knife either. It's going to be right hand only, tip up, which is good. Some of your budget knives will come in at tip down, so this is pretty good. And it actually almost the same screws go there. You could probably switch that clip around, but if you did that, then you're going to be hiding your bamboo, so that would kind of defeat the purpose of going for this look. It's a frame lock, and it's a Chinese made knife. I have not done many Gerbers, you know, for as well known as they were in their multi-tools and all that. I just find they seem to make pretty cheaply made knives, the ones I have handled and everything. And this does seem, I mean, it looks nicer than it really seems. There's some few things here that, I mean, it's really a cool, unique looking knife, and I like nearly all knives. If you hear the rumbling, that's a nice spring storm going on outside. But but I'd like to see them make this in a little more, maybe a higher end type knife. I mean, it would be yeah, I could see it being a desirable knife, because it you know, like I said, it's very much looks like a gentlemanly folder. Now that, if you'll see there, that frame lock, I mean, that comes way over. I mean, that's 100% lockup. It's about the frame is about the same thickness as the blade is there, and it comes over and completely covers it. I mean, that's going to be a solid lockup for sure. It looks like it's got brass washers in there, so that should wear well enough. Might could use a little bit of oil or just a little break in. You can loosen the pivot, but I always hate doing that, especially when the knife is already nice and tight, and hate to loosen it up any. So I would try to, I think, see if I could get this one to loosen up a bit. If I were keeping this knife. This knife I brought in, this is one somebody ordered from me, and I brought this in, and they're gracious enough to allow me to do a review on it, and see what I think about it. These come in, you can get them, pick them up for around $30 or so. Don't know that this would be something I would ever get for myself. I do like a sheep's foot, and we're going to check it out here against the CRKT Polar, which is kind of a well-known, very popular sheep's foot knife. And this is one that this is my personal knife that I've got for myself, and I love this knife. It gets used quite a bit, and as you can see, they're both considered sheep's foot blades because of the squareness, but they're really pretty different. The Polar does have a bit of a tip on it, so you can use it for a little bit of pokey needs if you need to. This really, I mean, it comes to a sharp point there, so you might could perforate something with it if you needed to. But definitely looks, this looks more industrial, and this looks more dressy. So, you know, I could see you taking this to your office and maybe using it to open letters, or cut a little tape or something like that on some boxes or whatnot. So I can see why it's pretty popular for everyday carry. You know, somebody that doesn't have a situation where they have a lot of heavy need or anything like that for a knife, they're going to go with something maybe a little more stylish. And it definitely is, could be a conversation starter. It definitely looks different than probably most people's knives that you're going to know. But as far as fit and finish, it just seems a little, I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. It's not really got any sharp edges or anything like that, and even holding it in the hand, the only really hot spot is right here where the flipper kind of comes around and serves as a finger guard. It kind of digs into my finger a little right there, and you can feel that. There's no jumping on the back, but that's probably not a big issue, because this isn't something I think you're going to take out in the woods and use it for that kind of thing. You can feel a little bit of the clip in your hand. As far as the handle length, it fits my hands well. I have medium-sized hands, so size-wise there, it does fine. But I don't know. I don't know. I might would pick one of these up for myself just to put into my collection. Just because I'm partial to sheep's foot knives. I think they look cool. I don't really carry them that much, but like the Pilar here, it gets pulled out for a lot of duty, but I very rarely ever carry it. But it is kind of cool, and I would carry it just to have something unusual and whatnot. So I guess it seems like an okay value for you'll see them anywhere from 27 to 32 bucks. So you're not expecting premium quality at that price point, and I mean, really, it's not too bad for the market I believe it's going after. All right, let me hear what you guys have to say. You got any experience with it? What do you think of it? Is something you would use? Do you like sheep's foot blades or not? Does that look like something that you would be interested in carrying or trying out yourself? Love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe, and be watching for more knives coming your way. All right, we'll see you guys next time.